Hey, mommy!
Hello everybody, my name is Pasta and today we're gonna talk about the Pegasus. No, not the Greek Pegasus, the Thai adaptation if you will, also known as Durong Baksin. Now, what is the difference between this and a regular Pegasus? Well, to be honest, according to my science friend, the Durong Baksin is more realistic and makes more sense than the Pegasus. A regular Pegasus is just a horse with wings, and that's about it. While the Durong Baksin is a horse with wings, but also a bird's tail and feathers around other areas, which gives it more aerial flight and stuff. The Durong Baksin is from the Himapan forest, and it's also lives in mountaintops of the Himapan forest as well. It is honestly a really interesting creature as well, since this is part bird and part horse, of course. We don't really have a Thai word for Pegasus back then besides, well, Pegasus. So back then, we simply call it Ma Peeg, which means winged horse. Self-explanatory. However, there's more to this itty-bitty little horsey that makes it more different and honestly more interesting than our regular Greek counterpart. And I'm about to explain to you with science because, well, you know, if I just explained the area where it's from, what it eats, well, this would be a lot shorter, honestly. So, here's some facts about it. The first and largest issue is the weight. We all know how heavy horses are. Depending on the breeds, most adult medium-sized horses weigh between 900 to 1,200 pounds. Now you could say that making the bones of the horse hollow, as that of a bird, could significantly remove the weight, and while yes, it will remove some, not enough to allow it to fly. With the traditional depicted wings, one way this can be tackled is sizing. Miniature horses weigh between 150 to 300 pounds. A drastic change compared to the 1,000 pounds of a medium-sized horse. So if we want something that won't be affected harshly by its own weight, a skinny miniature horse would be the best bet. Now onto the wings. Most depictions have the wings quite small. That, of course, even with a small horse, wouldn't offer much for flight. We would need to increase the size of the wings by a large margin. An issue that would be addressed is the anatomy of how the wings would work, once again in most depictions. The wings are placed between the shoulders and withers, or the trapezius muscle of the horse. The trapezius muscle connects the shoulder and the back, and for where the wing is placed is quite awkward and possibly damaging to put a wing and weight to be pulling the triceps and possibly the listemus dorsi muscles. The best option for gliding in flight is placing the arms of the wing where the triceps are located and having configuration similar to that of a gliding lizard. Now there may be potential issues with steering their bodies. Fortunately, there is depictions that exist as the Durong Baksin of Thai mythology depicted with feathers on its tails and legs, giving it a very flamboyant look. If we use this as a reference and add more layers of larger feathers onto the legs and tail, may help with gliding and guiding directions. Now, quite the large flying animal would need a ton of energy to keep flying. A strong heart and a strong diet is needed to handle flying on a daily basis. Miniature horses need 1 to 1.5 pounds of hay or pasture, but since this creature will be working on a high metabolism with its lifestyle, it may need to devour possibly 2.5 to 4.5 pounds of hay or pasture. Though this may change if the animal's diet is different, it may start going for trees or in a different evolutionary pathway, possibly start aiming for carnivorous lifestyles, evolving larger canine teeth and more limber anatomy. Ones who go for trees may start evolving the hooves into more claw-like fingers to grasp onto trees. The more varying diets may offer better nutritional options, and such as more protein or vitamins. A last hypothetical we can discuss is how these creatures will behave and interact. A lot will change due to their more aerial lifestyle. First of which is how this may change their style of being pack animals. If they are herbivorous, they may start gathering in larger numbers like flamingos. Depending on the environment, either grazing or chewing at trees, or if they are carnivorous, possibly in hyena or wolf groups. The way they care for their young will change, assuming the parents needs to bring food for their child. The baby Pegasus most likely doesn't know how to fly at that point, so the others of the pack will make sure to protect the young as the parent is busy. This can apply to both the herbivorous and carnivorous, with varying differences on how their hierarchy functions. This is also why the Durang vaccine makes more sense as a Pegasus than the actual Greek mythology Pegasus itself. As stated before, you may not be able to find it anymore due to the fact that we've been sinned a lot, so we are no longer connected to the Himapan forest nor the mountains to which it's connected from. But hey, maybe if you are good enough, maybe if you have good karma, who knows, you may find one flying in the skies again. Thank you.